Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Grant Cameron, and I want to thank you for taking time from your valuable schedule to be with me. I'm with my co-host, Cindy Vole, and have a very special guest. I've talked numerous times about the fact that all paranormal phenomena are related. We're going to talk about near-death experiences today, which people may not think is related. Let me give you just one fact because we don't want to get into UFOs here that will relate to the fact that UFOs and near-death experiences are the same. In near-death experiences, there's a poll that shows that 31% of people in near-death experiences at one point say during their experience they knew the answer to everything in the universe. In the UFO community, people who claim to have contact with non-human intelligence, the figure is 60% of people inside near-death experiences say at one point during their experience they knew the answer to everything in the universe or everything about themselves, which tends to indicate that these two phenomena are closely related. 37% of all UFO experiencers say at one point they had a near-death experience, and they've also had this abduction type experience or encounter with a non-human intelligence. These phenomena are closely linked in terms of what you have. And if you look at a non-human intelligence, if the being has the answer to everything in the universe, is it more likely that this is going to be a spiritual being or a physical being from another planet? I say it's probably more likely that this is going to be an advanced being that is giving people access to everything in the universe. So I'm going to let Cindy do her intro, and we're going to bring on somebody that both Cindy and I have watched for many, many months. And I absolutely amazed that we were able to get this interview. I'm just honored to our guest to come on. So go ahead, Cindy, and let's bring in our guest.
I came across Anthony Chene. Is that how you pronounce it? Is Anthony Chene?
Shen in French, but
Sheni?
Shen.
And Shen.
yeah,
Oh,
whatever.
Shen. Okay. Um, Anthony Shen, I think it was back in beginning of 2023. I had just left a 30-year marriage, and I really believe that this, call it source, spirit guides, or the divine, helped me stumble up on Anthony's work. And his documentary is beautifully made, very professional. It looks like a cinema, like you're sitting at a movie theater. And the stories are very profound and enlightening. And it really gave me a lot of hope for my personal life and also spirituality and better understanding of near-death experience. So I want to talk about Anthony's background. So Anthony received a master's degree in corporate finance, and he had a finance position with a bank and decided to change career because he wasn't fulfilled. Obviously, he's meant to do greater things than to count money, right? Or grow money. So he changed his career path and went into audiovisual production. His the first job that he had was a video reporter within different companies, media agencies, and TV channels. So now he works as a freelancer, director, video reporter for various his clients. He also develops his own projects, documentary, video clips, fiction. He is based in France and he travels regularly for his production company. Like I said, when you look at his documentary, you're going to be amazed. It's a one-man show. I thought he had like microphone person, lighting, stylist, and blah, blah, blah. Nothing. It's a one-man show. And another reason why I mean, I'm so excited to be talking to Anthony because I really want people to know his work and to help him grow his work. I think it's very profound, very spiritual, and we all have to face death at some point, right? And I just think it's such an important topic. So we've got lots of questions ready for Anthony. So Anthony, do you want to tell us your journey into Anthony Shen production?
Yes, well, thank you both for this great introduction. Now I don't know what to say after that. Yeah, it's a long story. So long story short, and I'll do my best with my English today, as usual. You know, I have a French accent. Many of you may have noticed already. So yeah, about my story, as you said, I did a business school, corporate finance, worked in a bank, and it was very boring for me very quickly, and I wanted to make movies basically. So I told my parents and relatives one day that I wouldn't do I wouldn't work in a bank or anything like that, and I would do movies. So that was a strange conversation, and then it was really hard for me, and I tried to find gigs and small positions in Paris at the time, and it was like this. I'm trying to make the long story short because it's a long story. I was 27, 28, something like that, when I first heard about near-death experiences and the afterlife and psychic mediums, and nobody ever told me anything about that before. So it was very strange for me to like, what's going on? And people going out of their bodies and seeing relatives, and being they were able to go to other rooms and see what was happening miles away, and they were coming back to their bodies and they were able to verify what they saw, and they saw dead relatives and everything, the whole topic, so I asked people around me and nobody cared, sorry, basically. So I told myself, well, I'll do it anyway. So that's what I did. And at first I did it in French because I'm French. So that was easier. And then because I have kind of a strong intuition in my life and dreams and things like that, I was pushed quite very hard over the years to start in English, to go to the US and do it in English. Because why not, after all? So that's what I did. So yeah, that's how I ended up making NDE videos and other kind of videos like that in English. I don't know if it was a clear answer because I was maybe too quick, but that's basically my life.
How many have you done? How many near-death experience cases have you done?
I don't know. In French, I did like 60 or 70 videos. It's not all about NDEs, but it's all the same, it's everything is related. And
Yeah.
in English, it's something like 50 or something like that. And the French channel is bigger because I have 500,000 subscribers in French.
Wow.
Wow.
And in English, it's a little smaller because it's harder for me to do it in English for many reasons. But yes, so yeah, but I'm guided like almost every day to go on in English, because most of the time I did, like, as I said, like 50 or something videos in English. So like now, okay, I'll do it in French only, but no, it's like go on in English, go on in English, go on in English all the time.
This is another reason why I wanted to interview Anthony. He has a Patreon account that we would love for any of you watching to support his work. And if you, have cash coming out of your ears, I would love it if you contact Anthony and help him do this important work so that we're not so afraid of death. When you think of the word death, it's really, it's like taboo. I like to see death as, it's really, in my opinion, it's a transition from this reality into
Yeah.
there's nothing to be afraid of. And I believe one day, as we advance spiritually, we're going to be able to have regular, like much easier conversation with the departed, so that
Yes.
feel so we don't feel so much pain, like, oh, they're gone forever. I mean, they're not gone forever, but I think because we're not spiritually enlightened, spiritually awakened. It feels that way. So that's why I believe in his work so much. So if any of you out there have money coming out of your ears, please help Anthony. So with that being said, I want to talk about, Anthony, how do you find your subjects, your NDE subjects?
Well, at first it was like almost like 10 years ago, it was harder for me to find good NDE accounts. So at first I asked Jeffrey and Jody Long, NDERF.org, the website, and they helped me a lot with, they gave me some contact information basically. But now it's much easier because it seems like everyone is making videos about NDEs right now. So there are like one new NDE channel every day on YouTube. So like it's not very hard to find. But I'm trying to, it's what is hard for me is not to find them, but it's to have the time and energy to do everything I want, because I don't, I have a limited time and energy to, so that's what is quite hard for me right now. But that's how I find them. It's on YouTube, on Amazon when I'm reading a lot of books too.
Are there a lot of French cases?
Yes, there's as much as in English, I would say, but we are a little late in France compared to the US. Maybe 5-10 years behind, but it's coming in France too right now.
Is there a
But
difference between the French and the English, what people are reporting?
no, it's the same. It's same kind of the life review, seeing dead people, the peace, the wanting to stay there, the whole life is changed. No, it's the same. It's exactly the same.
Can you elaborate? What do you mean by the French is behind?
It's more taboo in France. It's a little less taboo in the US. You American people are much able to talk about it openly, whereas in France it used to be very wrong to talk about that, because we have maybe it's because we have a history with the church and going against the church. So now it's a good thing to say that you're a rational person, in France. You're a serious person. You don't believe in all this stuff, but it doesn't make any difference because it still exists. So
yeah.
So do you stay in touch with your NDE subjects?
Yes. Some, not all of them, but some of them, yes. There are usually people who had a NDE are kind people, softer than
Your average.
than the average. So yeah, and but yeah, I cannot meet them because now I do the work remotely. So when you said it's a one-man job, it's sometimes a two-man job because there is a filmmaker filming for me, and I'm asking the questions in real time from France. So yeah,
Wow.
that's not very handy, but that's how I do it. And to this day, I still wonder why I have to do it all the time in English, but it seems to be the way. So you
Can
have
you talk a
to.
little bit about the sense of mission? I guess I could ask you, do you believe you're on a mission, and talk about these dreams about how you're being guided to do what you're doing?
Okay, so yeah, I will sound like maybe a weird person, but yeah, anyway. I had dreams. Well, I already talked about it in other videos. So I had dreams when I was like 27, 28, just after I discovered these topics on YouTube and in books. I had a weird dream about being laid down on a table, and my brain was like separated in clusters, a lot of, and I could almost see like some strange people, but I couldn't see them really, putting laser beams into every single one of these parts of my brain. And they told me, we are going to help you make better videos. And I
Wow.
woke up I still remember it like it was 10 years ago, a little more than that. And I still remember it. It was I was afraid when I woke up in the middle of the night. And I went to the bathroom and I told myself, okay, I want to see that on the internet, but I don't want to experience it like I'm afraid. So they stopped, I think. But then after that, it seems like my videos went better. I don't know how to say it, you know.
In terms of the people that watch. Because I noticed your numbers are very, very high in terms of the number of people that watch your
Oh, no,
videos.
no, not the number. The numbers went up much later. At first, it was just the style of my videos
Yeah,
got different. But it took me in English, it took me like a year to reach like 500 subscribers on YouTube a year. It was very slow. Nobody cared in the
yeah,
beginning, basically. It was yeah.
yeah.
And
I should point out to people that maybe have not seen your stuff. The reason that it looks so professional is you sort of cut the questions out. It's sort of like you have a person sort of telling their story from piece to piece, and it all works together. You don't have this sort of people asking questions
yeah.
where it all is like just a person sitting there in front of a camera telling their story, and it's so impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I edit out my question, so it seems like the person is talking
Yeah,
from one point to another. Yeah,
yeah.
because I hate myself basically. Well, I don't hate myself, but I hate seeing myself on camera. That's something I'm really like. It's a challenge for me right now to do an interview, but I have to because it's part of the game. So, but yeah, that's why I wanted to edit out my own face and voice and questions. I have some flows, but I don't have the flow of the ego, like the physical ego, or I don't know how you call it in English, but
You're
I
very,
don't like people to look at myself. Like, let's put
Yeah.
it this way.
I have the same thing. A lot of people have that same thing where they cut out. I never watch anything like with this video. People always get concerned about what people are going to say. I say you don't have to worry. You just don't look at the comments when you're on camera. Like you just sort of, you know,
Yeah, yes,
or a lot of people are writers don't want to read what they've written. Once they've written it, they'll never read it again. They don't want to go there. They want to always do something new and put the other
yeah.
person that in the spotlight that they want to
Yeah,
interview.
I hate to watch my own
Yeah,
videos when it's
that's
done
right.
because it seems like I'm still doing the editing process when I'm watching it, you know? And the editing process is such a nightmare. So when it's done, it's done. It's like, oh, I don't want to look at it anymore.
Yeah. But it's well done. It's extremely, that's the
Yeah,
very
thank
impressive.
you.
In fact,
Thank you.
I
It's
was kind of surprised because at the end you always have your Shen Productions, and then I look, and then when Cindy said she was in contact with you, I said, "Really?" That's because I don't have a TV, but I watch YouTube all on my big TV all the time, and you know how the algorithm works is once one of your videos comes on and I watch it, then they put another one of your videos on.
yeah,
And they keep putting them on, and I would every day I would sit watch one video after another, and going, wow, this is so professionally done. It's just really
yeah,
well.
thank you. Thank you. It's very nice to hear. It's a lot of work. That's why I cannot release a lot of videos every
Done. Yeah.
week. But yeah,
So how many would you do a week? One a
a
week?
week? No, no, no. It's one a month or
Wow.
even less because first I already have I also have sorry a French YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And also, sometimes I have to work on other projects
Yeah.
to help finance the
Yeah.
YouTube channel too, because yeah, the YouTube channel is not, well, maybe you already know, but
Yeah.
YouTube is not a very, very good way to make millions of dollars or euros. You
Yeah.
know,
I,
it's
I was
it's quite hard.
I think Cindy was mentioned this to me. I didn't know. when I saw it, I figured, man, this guy's got to be making a fortune, like with the numbers that you had. And then I heard, no, he wasn't. I'm going, holy cow, because you got
No,
pretty
be
high numbers on YouTube for the people that watch. You got a lot of people watching, which I guess the mission is you got to pay the bills, but you do have this mission that you want to get the message out, and it is working. I mean, you have very high numbers.
yeah, thank you. And yeah, about the mission, well, did I answer your question? I don't
Well,
remember
go
what I did.
again. Elaborate on that. Because in
The
the UFO
mission.
community, what you have is UFO people. When you ask them with their experience, do you believe you're on a mission? Or what's your, from 1 to 10, one guy asks, what do you think about being on a mission? And they'll say 11. Like they believe this is really something they have to do. And you're saying the same thing with near-death experience.
Yes, yes, it's something, yeah, I feel it's something I have to do, and I have to do bigger projects, you know, I have to improve myself all the time. And in English,
Yeah,
in English. It's very important. It's not like French is, well, yeah, you can do it in French,
yeah.
but do it in English. So sometimes I ask, I'm not a psychic, but sometimes I ask, like whoever is listening, like why I should have been born in US, you know? Like, is it a game on trick, you know? But anyway, so yeah, I feel it's important, and I feel I still have a lot to do, and the impact on people, the comments or your feedback right now,
Yeah,
yeah, it's very important, but it requires a lot of faith, a
Yeah,
lot of trust, and it's very demanding. You know, it's not like just a nice mission. It's, for me, it's really demanding because I don't know where I'm going, basically.
yeah.
That's it's I just have to go with the flow,
yeah,
don't fight it, and trust.
yeah, yeah.
So it's very simple to say it, but it's yeah.
Wow.
So
Well,
yeah.
are watching, if you have a near-death experience that hasn't been out in public, we'll leave Anthony's email, contact Anthony so that
Yeah.
we can work with you. Because I think it's important to get your stories out if you've had a near-death experience. It's profound, it's educational, it really lifts humanity.
Can I ask about your future projects? You say you're trying to do bigger projects. One of the things that I had thought that I wanted to do, and when I saw your stuff, I went, wow, I mean, this guy may be something to do, is one of the things that really amazed me when I saw near-death experience is the life review. You can talk a little bit about that because the life review, when you see what people get in the life review, it's not what you think that you would be asked about. It's like, did you open a door for somebody? Did you give somebody $5? It's these
Yeah.
little tiny things that they seem to bring up in the life review. And one of the things I thought that we that could be done is to put not one at a time, because when you hear one, you sort of forget about it. But if you have four people all at the same in the same video, all talking about this life review, all talking about this thing that it's the small things. It's about how you treat other people
Yeah.
and this reflective quality where what you do to somebody, then it reflects to their children, and
Mm.
it just keeps going. And a video where you've got a couple of these people all talking about the same thing, which sort of gives people the impression this is how it works. Because nothing changed me more to realize that when you die, that these are the questions they're going to ask you about these little things about how did you treat somebody else. And that
Yes.
you would think it's about your job or politics. They're not interested in that kind of stuff. It's all these little things which really surprised me in near-death experience. So talk a little bit about the near-death experience and how many people, what percentage do you think have this experience of the life review?
The life review, I don't know about how many, the percentage.
Yeah.
Not everyone has it, but a lot of them talk about the life review. And if it's not the life review, it's the same idea anyway. It's like you can sense that when you are on the other side, you're not seeing your life, your past life, as yourself, who you think you are, but as the whole scene. You were everyone in the scene. You can feel what you did as every single one person. So it means that at some level you were the whole dream. It's like when you have a dream at night, you have a story or a nightmare, but when you wake up, you open your eyes, you know you created the whole dream.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same here. And everyone, and you're real. And because I already had this question. So it means that other people aren't real. It's very dangerous what you're saying. No, you're real, and everyone is real. But the interaction I have with you, like you're in the screen right now, it doesn't mean you don't exist. It's just like the interaction from soul to soul is not what we think it is.
Yeah.
But it's very hard to understand the nature of reality and of consciousness with the 3D, with the mind. The mind is for the 3D world. So I forgot the question completely, but the life review. So every single detail is important, and everything you do and everything you experience has a very deep meaning.
Yeah.
Nothing is random, basically, but you again, the mind cannot get it. So we don't have to try to get it, because we won't be able to. It's too much for us. There is something really higher than the mind that is guiding us.
From what I take from your videos, it's a very complex process that it takes a while to understand. But so I want to ask you, because in the UFO community, you have the problem that Cindy has experienced, that all experiences, is that people around you really don't get it. That you think it's very important, and then you try to explain. Have you gotten lots of support from your family, or is it a thing where they support you in terms of doing it, but they're really not that interested in, because that's what happens in the UFO community, is that people are surprised that everybody doesn't see this as a very important subject.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same thing with what I told you before at the beginning, when I discovered these NDEs and psychic mediums and the afterlife. It's like nobody cared, basically. Nobody cared. Or they say, oh, it's weird people, or things like that, and it's not. So what I'm trying to do in my videos is to bring the message of what they experience, but not only through the words from what they say, sorry, but also through images and musics. You have to feel the experience.
Yeah.
That's very important for me to make people feel the experience. And actually, when I watch, I said I didn't watch my videos, but when someone is talking to me about a small part of the video, I'm watching a small part of what I did, and I can feel sometimes that there is an energy in my videos that is not really me. Or if it's me, it's my higher self. I don't know. It's like something is going through me to do the video, but I'm not aware of this.
And you're getting help. You mentioned that you believe you're getting some help in terms of doing.
Yes, but not consciously. In dreams and in intuition, and with signs and synchronicities in my life all day long, even today and yesterday, telling me to do it in English, to do it in the US, to do it it's all the time. So yeah, it's never ending. Because last year or this year, every year basically, I'm telling myself, well, now it's okay. I did it in English. It's American people are nice and everything is very nice. But now can I just go and do it in French because I live in France and it's much easier? No.
Maybe you should live in. I live in Canada. Maybe you should live in Canada because we have both the French and English. So
yeah, maybe in Canada, or I don't know. But the intuition I have these days is about, and I want to make a big movie out of it someday. It's about asking. You have to ask. You have to be aware that your dead relatives are here when they want to be. And also higher level of consciousness. They are here for you, but you need to ask. You need to have the intention to ask. You need to be aware they are here. And that's what they are telling me all the time, in intuition, in dreams. Like, you need to know that we are here for you. We know you. We know who you are. You need, like, when I ask them for help, they ask me to ask. Like it has to come from me. It's very strange how they operate. Very demanding.
Are these telepathy? feeling?
No, it's very strong ideas I have. Uh, can be just when I wake up in the morning, before I open my eyes, I have a very strong idea coming from nowhere. And or it can be I like to go to the, in southern France, to the sea, in front of the sea. I have a very strong ability to receive some ideas when I look at the horizon. So it's very simple for me. I'm not psychic, like I don't hear anything basically, but I just know. Yeah, I know, and I know, like you didn't ask me, but I know I will succeed in some way in what I do, and I know I have to go on, and I know there is a way, but I don't know how I know.
Very strong intuition. And I definitely feel that you're very divinely guided. I really do.
I
And
don't know. Maybe it's a trick of the devil. I don't know. I don't think so.
I also
He's
feel
helping
that,
if he is.
Maybe it's a trick to get me to do like things in English while being in France, and it's hard for me, and it's a joke on me. I don't know.
Well, it is tough. I mean, whether you're doing UFOs or near-death experience, it's they sort of use sort of awe and curiosity to move you, to get you playing little games that they keep you interested. But I think you will succeed. I mean, I know a number of producers, and they may be watching the show, but in the United States, but it's just astounding what you've been able to do on your own. I was just shocked when I heard that you were a one-man band. It was like, wow.
Well,
Mhm.
I'm shocked too. Thank you, but I'm shocked too I I think because sometimes the comments are always when I do an interview, it's like, oh, he's so humble. Anthony is so humble and down to earth. But it's not humility for me. It's really what
Yeah,
I'm telling you the way it is. It's not just me. Like I wouldn't be able to do this by myself, like the Anthony right now.
yeah, yeah.
I must have some help somehow, you
Yeah.
know. So yeah.
How has this changed your life in terms of experiencing this? In terms of course, you just basically give up your job, which is a pretty tough thing to do,
Yeah.
to go on faith. But it must have been revolutionary for you to change your whole life in terms of this discovery of near-death experiences.
Yes, it was helpful for me to learn to let go, like with family members,
Mhm.
when they didn't agree. It's quite hard at first to don't have the if you don't have the support of family or anything, but and it's quite lonely too, even with friends or anything, because nobody understood like what the hell I was doing, making videos about that on YouTube.
Yeah,
It's I was supposed to work in a bank or something like that.
yeah.
So I learned it helped me to learn to let go, and also to learn that every single thing counts in life. There is no random thing, you have to be aware of your reality. You have to observe everything and be very you have to go with the flow, basically, even if you don't know, even if I don't know what is going to happen. I have to show up in faith,
Yeah.
and fear is leading me nowhere. And sometimes I'm in fear, like everyone else, but it's quicker for me now to realize that I can create a world, I can create a life with my fears, and it will work. And everybody is always right when you're projecting what at some level, at the soul level, you're projecting. So you're always right with your beliefs. So I can create fears, but it's not leading me anywhere, because it's not real.
No.
Because fear is not real. And the question was about yeah, but I still have some very hard questions about everything, I would say. I'm not done yet. My life has changed, but I still have some very hard questions that I'd like to ask to a very high spiritual guide, or if I could.
Wow.
about life and about me, about what I have to do, and even life in general. It's there are some things I still don't get.
So what do you have cooking right now? What's your current project or newest project?
Well, I am preparing a few videos, like interviews, like I usually do, and then I'd like to do a bigger project. Um, it takes more time, about yeah, about how to communicate with the other side. How to ask, how to show up in faith, how to how to know that these higher intelligence beings are here, for us if we want to, and how to detect the signs and synchronicities in our own life, because life is intelligent, so it's telling us things, sorry, all the time. So that would be a project I would have with a lot of guests, but it takes a lot of time to do. But also I want to do it like very movie-like,
Yep.
with music, with an introduction, with a calm introduction, like the movie, like the Thin Red Line or Apocalypse Now.
Mhm, mhm,
It's
mhm.
war movies, but I won't do a war movie. But it's this very poetic style. That's what I like to do next. Yeah.
I'm doing a book right now on music. You mentioned music. I'm doing a book on music, and one of the chapters is synchronicity. Can you talk to me a little bit about a couple of the synchronicities that sort of wowed you in terms of you can't believe this actually happened?
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's I had a few, but the last ones were like at the beginning of this summer, because I was not sure about what I wanted to do next in English. If it was like I wanted to not stop, but maybe do less in English, or what about the US and everything. And I had a lot of synchronicities about that for a few days, all the time. Like I was talking to someone about someone I used to know in California who was from Asia, Chinese woman
Yeah.
living in San Francisco. And the day after, I took a train in where I live in France, and there was a Chinese woman with the Giants shirt from San Francisco.
That's good
And
too.
I was just in front of her. She was just next to my seat, and I just told her, San Francisco. She said with the California accent, yeah. And then I saw her phone. She was really from. So yeah, and many many other synchronicities in the next few days about that. People contacting me from there, and very strong, stronger signs, not just
Wow.
little ones. And
And
so
Cindy,
everything, yeah.
and
And so
Cindy's Chinese and she just came back from San Francisco
yeah,
last
Cindy
night.
too. Cindy too was a Cindy too. Yeah, yeah. It's the I don't have I'm sorry, I don't have everything in mind because it's never ending basically. So I could talk to you, but I could write a book about everything I received about that. So, and I have to say that's a big reason why I do it right now in English.
Yeah.
It's a big reason because with my rational mind, there is not much sense
Yeah.
to do to do this, But it was the same when I left my the finance world,
Mhm.
I didn't make I didn't make any sense. So yeah, I have, as I said, I have to I know now, I know better how to trust my own intuition because intuition, it like at first it's always like nonsense for
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Well,
It's never something really rational intuition, but
yeah,
it's leading you somewhere. So just do it. Yeah,
yeah.
sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah.
It's okay. So do you think your next project is in San Francisco, California?
Oh God. Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know. I'd like to know. Do you know? Sometimes I ask people, since I don't know, I ask people like, what do you think I should do? And people are like, well, I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know about
the
that.
documentary is a big one, but it's a big job in terms of documentaries, and because in the United States it's all Netflix, everybody's watching documentaries, and we are in the period of paranormal, that the paranormal is now becoming more accepted, especially in the United States.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
actually just going to interview in a couple of minutes a woman who was doing the children who are telepathic, they can't speak, but they're totally telepathic, called
Okay.
the telepathy tapes. And
Mm,
her thing is just taken off. She had on Christmas Day, she had the biggest podcast in the world. She had more clicks than anybody else. So we're in a situation now where the paranormal is a hot topic, that people want to look at this kind of stuff. They want to do it. And you're the guy almost. I want to ask you a little bit more about your dream about on the table, because um, it's almost like the phenomena, whatever the intelligence is. I call it the intelligence. Whatever the intelligence is, it knows that the way you get the message across to people is not by me coming to you and saying, Anthony, this is how it works, because then you say, go away, go get away from me. It's to
yeah.
film people, because people are watching TV and their guard is down. They're not fighting. They're just watching it as a joke, or just let's watch the TV. And so a lot of, I think, filmmakers are being tasked by the intelligence to get the message out. It's a big part, because that's how people get it. They don't realize when they're watching a movie on TV that they're being programmed subconsciously. The ideas are going in their head.
Yeah.
And that's why your job is so important as a filmmaker, is that's how people get messages, is indirect
Yes.
through film.
Yeah, to go to the subconscious mind.
Yeah,
Yes, it's very important. Yeah, as you said, you cannot talk rationally about these topics to people who don't want to talk about it. It
yeah,
doesn't work. You have to go through something else. Suffering also is a good way to, I think the other side is using sometimes suffering
yeah.
to
Trauma,
like to break people, basically, to say
trauma. Yeah,
either you listen or yeah, it's not really fun, but they seem to do that sometimes.
yeah,
And yeah, I think we're living in a period of time where it's now is the time to slowly remember like that we are more than what we think we are. Basically, it's the time, and it's not going to happen overnight, but it's accelerating right now. And the 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 veil between the other side and here is getting thinner, I think, and it's
Mhm.
we now have to remember that in some way or another.
wow,
And it's we have to do part of the job. It's like a bridge. We have to do a part of the connection, because otherwise we are just stuck in our own
yeah,
projection here, and
yeah,
it's never ending. The nightmare is never ending. It's perpetuating. That's why in the book, A Course in Miracles, it says
yeah.
like you cannot escape from this dream yourself. You need external help. You need to ask for an external help from outside to help you, because otherwise you're stuck in your own projection. It's never ending.
Wow.
So
So you've read the Course in Miracles, because most people in the UFO community, a lot of people have read that and studied it. You've studied it as well?
yes, yes, it's very profound. It's yeah, I'm
Yeah.
taking notes, and it's a it's very simple. It's like the summary could be like everything is one.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, but yeah,
It's all
it's
connected. Yeah, it's like Cindy's from Denver. If you go to Denver, Colorado, I went to one time. All I did when I was there is went to one. They have all these sessions where people at their houses have readings of the Course of Miracles. Every day I was going to a different session, and they were all over the place. Everybody was studying this thing. It's kind of unusual that, and you get these crossovers. So that's where the thing is. The same thing happens in like near-death experiences. This happens in UFO. Like for example, 360 degrees. People say they can see in 360 degrees when they're on board a flying saucer, and then your
yeah.
people, the near-death experience people, say the same thing, and then you go, oh, they're saying the same thing. Maybe it's the same. They're in the same world where you can't see in 300. You can't see all around you, but in the near-death experience, people say I could see all around me and behind me and all this sort of stuff. And you
Mm,
see these parallels. So I wanted to ask you about your dream, because I don't want to scare you, but
the
in the
dream.
UFO community, the idea of being on a table and someone working on your brain and you can't see the faces of the people is very common. It's like, in
Really?
fact, I'll put you in contact with a guy who may want to interview. He has the biggest podcast radio show in Canada on paranormal phenomena out of BC here where I live. And he had the exact same dream as you had, where they're working on his brain. So I'll put you in contact with him. And
Okay,
this is very
I
common.
didn't.
So can you say a little bit more about this sort of dream? Because this is a very common dream of somebody working on your brain and being on a table.
Well, it was not very long. It was just it was very real. It like it's yeah, because if I had a dream like two weeks ago, I don't remember what
Yeah,
I was dreaming about 2 weeks ago or
yeah,
even maybe yesterday. But this one I can tell you about. It's not because I want to make it a thing. It's because I remember it, and
yeah,
it's it was really like what they were putting into the head was making sense, you know. It was but I was afraid. I woke up because I was afraid. So and it happened to me after in my life, not just with dreams but with what I experienced, that I was afraid. Like I'm the one being afraid of going further, you know.
yeah, yeah,
Like for the when you talked when Cindy asked about are you going to make this documentary in San Francisco? I'm the one afraid
yeah,
because I exactly know what I have to do. I know what I have to do, and I'm afraid. So, and I think it's the same for a lot of people. It's don't think like, and they say that in the course in miracles. Like if you ask the Holy Spirit, they say they will speak and you won't miss it's impossible to miss what they are going to tell you. It's going to be very clear.
right,
So don't so we are the ones that are
yeah,
resisting sometimes.
yeah.
And why am I resisting? Because it doesn't make sense for my human mind.
Yeah. Yeah, the human mind. That's the difference. Is the ego, the human mind is fighting
Yes,
it. And if you can shut we always talk about this right brain, left brain thing. If you can shut off the ego, then you
Yep.
can tap into the field. But as long as the ego is there, it's saying, no, this is garbage. Don't listen to this. It don't
yeah,
do this. And it's giving fear, 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 and it's trying to stop you. And you got to quiet that part of the mind so you can tap into the field.
yes, it's well, I'm doing the experience myself. Yes, it's never ending if you use the ego. It's or
Yeah.
the I don't
Yeah.
know to call it. It's never ending because there is no solution. You
Yeah.
know, I
Yeah.
tried everything to find a rational solution to what I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
supposed to do, and
That's
there
not going to work.
isn't. You just have
Beautiful.
to go. It's like in the movie Batman, The Dark Knight, the second episode. You know, he's
Okay.
trying to go out of the well. You know,
Uh-huh.
but as long as he has a rope to protect him if he fails,
Yeah.
he cannot go. When you have to leave the safety net, to leave the rope, and to
Yeah.
try to have the faith to try without it.
Wow.
So that was very. I thought it was really beautiful in this movie. This
Wow.
explanation, but it's quite hard. They should make it maybe easier for us on the other side. Like it's yeah, why it should be
Yeah.
easy maybe, or maybe it's because we have to learn and remember.
Yeah, well, they want to, they don't want to do your homework for you. They don't want to give you the answers. They want you to figure it out and for yourself. That's the old idea about why doesn't God come down and tell us what's going on, or
Yes,
why don't the aliens come down and tell, because that's
yes,
your job to figure it out. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense if they came and told you what was going on. It's like a game, like this idea that you leave your body. It's like a game. You agreed to play in this lifetime, Anthony, and you agreed to do this kind of stuff, and and then when you come, you like the one guy was, I don't know if you're familiar with UFO literature, but the one guy has the books on owls, and he was brought on board a ship. He writes about the connection between owls and UFO experiences. And when he was on board the ship, they said it's time to get going, and he said, "Get going to do what?" And they said, "It's time. It's time for you to get moving." And then he said, "Well, why am I here?" And then they gave it to him, and he suddenly realized he had volunteered for this. And he said, "You never told me it was going to be this hard. You never told me it was going to be like this." And he started yelling at them, and they said, "You volunteered for this." And this is the
yes,
whole idea that you came in to do this. And okay, it's time to get going. And 2 days later, he started writing his first book, and he's now written three books on the subject. So this is the same sort of experience with you, is you may have come in to volunteer to do this, and it's going to be tough. You have to figure this thing out. Otherwise, the play doesn't mean anything. If you came down here and everything was given to you, it wouldn't really be meaningful. It's like if you're in a movie theater where everything is I love you, everything's going good. Then God gets up with his popcorn and he goes in next door to watch Star Wars because it's like up and down and the good guys and the bad guys,
Yeah.
and it's the same thing with us. This idea of trauma, that there's all this trauma that you got to fight your way through in order to otherwise you wouldn't appreciate it, and you would sort of go to sleep and say I'm not going to do it today.
Yes, and I think we can also use our trauma and
Mhm.
our life, the problems we have to for the mission we have.
Yeah.
Because the fact that when I go to a family meeting, nobody is interested in this is
Yeah.
helping me. It's helping me a lot because it grounds me. And then when I ask questions
Yeah.
to the in my interviews, I remember like that there are people like the one I know that don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
And I say, okay, how could I ask questions, simple ones to start with, so that people can better understand, you know? Whereas if I had been raised in a family who like with a higher understanding of these topics,
Yeah.
maybe it would be harder for me to relate to
Yeah.
people who
Yeah.
don't know about this, you know.
Yeah.
So there is a meaning to what we go through, I think.
Sure.
Also, it's also quite hard, but
So you have no family, no friends that are supportive. Like,
it seems like I'm a very lonely guy, you know.
I always say, because I get asked that question and you followed you all the time, and I say get used to it. That's the pattern. It's like you said, and what I tell people is to keep you grounded. You keeps you grounded in terms of not being too sure of yourself about what you think you know, that you have to work at it. Otherwise, you'd be all ego and I got it all figured out and stuff like that. But it keeps you grounded by people pushing back, and you're trying to get better evidence and more stories that sort of validate the fact that you're not crazy. And the same thing in the UFO community, like nobody has, support. It's almost like it's the pattern, it's the way it is.
Was also giving me sorry, freedom to do it in English, maybe,
Yeah.
or to do it in general, these topics, because I didn't have any support. And also to make videos as a living, it was very hard for me already. And then I didn't have the approbation of my surroundings. So when I wanted to start these topics in French and in English, it was easier for me because I was already used to not having any support,
Yeah.
you know. Whereas if I, otherwise it would have been too hard for me to give up job
Yeah.
security or
Yeah.
family probation. Um,
And then once you get this, it's like they just gonna make the fence higher, the jump over. Okay, now do it in Spanish. It's like,
yeah, no, 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 no. At some point, it has to stop. I cannot even do it in English properly. So, but also
oh,
when we talk in
no, no,
with
you
family
did a
members.
fantastic job in English. You're doing
Yeah,
fantastic.
thank you. But it seems like everyone has some private stories they are afraid to talk about. You
Yeah,
know, when you talk about this, it's like, oh, well, some family members told me at some point when I was beginning, oh, yeah, when I was a child, my room was always so cold. And one night I had a very dark entity pushing me on the
yeah, yeah,
on the floor, and I saw it, and it was always so cold, this room and the energy. And other guys told me that they saw something like a guy walking on the roof at night, a ghost.
yeah,
Very accountants, very
yeah,
rational people telling me that in private, but then they change the sorry, they change the subject. But everyone has had some kind of stories, or maybe with UFOs, I don't know.
yeah,
I never seen any UFO in my life, but
yeah, yeah. But
I'd like to. But
but the UFO may actually, that's why I said, I mean, if the alien is showing you the answer to everything in the universe, is it actually an alien or is it a spirit guide? Is it a higher being? And they're just playing a role because now we're in the space age. So we're going to be aliens this time. And it used to be fairies and leprechauns, and now it's aliens and stuff like that,
Yeah, it's the
where they come
same.
as or come as angels or come as because you know in the near-earth experience, some people see Jesus, some people see God, some
Yeah.
people see just the light, and you're part of it's like a dream. You're part of how it's being built. There's no two near-earth experience stories that are the same.
Yeah, on
You're
the
making
yeah.
that story almost like a dream.
Yeah, and they make it so you can relate
Yeah,
to
yeah,
them. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
exactly. Yeah.
they are very intelligent beings, yeah. So they can do whatever they want. And even in this reality, I think,
Sure.
some people can appear yeah,
Yeah.
anyway.
It's like I tell the story that 2 days before my father died, his father came to see him in the hospital. And he's been dead since 1956. And
Oh yeah.
then my mother said, well, what did he say? And my father said, he was just here. That's all you need to know. And then the question was, well, if reincarnation is a fact, or even if my grandfather was dead, what did he put all his atoms together and walk into the hospital room? I mean, he can appear as whatever he wants. But if he appeared as another person, like one of his other lives, my father wouldn't know who he is. So he comes
Yes.
as my grandfather, because my father would know who he is, and he would relate to it. And that's the same thing that the phenomena. I guess that's one of the questions you have that I'd ask you is in near-death experiences. Have you gotten any from, say, India or places where Christianity is not the main focus, and does that reflect in what people see?
Yes, I've had it a few that are not from the Western world, let's say. Well, I don't know if it's in the Western world, like Anita Morjani,
Oh
this
yeah,
one,
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
account. She's in one project I did, and she's from India, and she was working in Hong Kong, so she's not a Christian or
yeah.
anything like that. No, it's not. But then I don't have a lot of contact with people from these
Well,
areas of the
I
world.
will
So
help you. We'll help you and see if we can get
yes, because I'd love to, because it's not a Western thing or a white thing or it's not nothing. Doesn't make any sense to talk about the gender or race or
yeah.
it's
Yeah, it'd
not
be interesting like to see like India or in the Arab world or something like that. If you can get, a number of those where you can see does it reflect the culture? And I think it probably would.
Yes, in French, I know that I have quite a lot of comments from African people in French because
Okay.
a lot of African countries speak also French.
Yeah.
And so they sometimes they watch the videos in French and they can relate to it and they comment about what they experience
Oh
in
wow.
Africa. So yeah, it can happen this way. In South America, I know also there are a lot of people experiencing it, but it's not. Yes, for me, it's not a question. I know that I receive some emails like that sometimes about is it just people from the US or no, it's not.
Yeah.
It's very simple. It's all one, so you can talk to anyone you want in any country you want, any gender, any
Yeah.
race, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't make any sense to talk about that on the other side.
There you
But
go.
I can understand that people want to put that in a box because here everything is in a
Yeah.
category.
Yeah.
I ask very often, please make it simple for me, please. Don't you see that I don't want to complain. I just want to do it. So make it simple for me. And all I have as an answer when I can have some very strong ideas is you have to tell us you want it. You have to tell us you want it. Say it, say you want it. Ask us for help. And you have to know about yourself more. It's higher than your mind. You have to know more about yourself. You have to want it. So they give me like you know, I ask them, they ask me. It's
Wow. Fascinating,
it's
fascinating story. It's
yeah, it's pretty annoying also for me
it's
because I
supposed to
have
be. It's supposed to be.
it's yes, it's
That's
like
supposed to be.
stop playing games. But it's I really love what I do and meeting people like you also is really it's a good thing for me,
Yeah.
because I'm very often basically alone in front of my computer doing endless editing.
Yeah.
So it's very, and when I come back from family meetings where nobody cares, basically, it's very good to know that you actually have some people who can relate to what you do, you know. It's because I'm human, so it's also sometimes it's nice to have some pat
When
in, no, how do you say in English, pat in on the back or
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah. So
yeah,
patting on the back, yeah, to
yeah. Sometimes it feels nice,
encouragement.
not just bashing all the time, you
Yeah,
know.
encouragement. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're in the same boat as you are in terms of it's a paranormal phenomena, and it may all be the same thing. It may all be consciousness, the whole thing, and it's just different plays. You got the near-death experience play, and the UFO play, and the religious play, and people are playing different roles, almost like they're on a stage, and then they leave the stage, and people learn stuff from the different play, and then you go back, and if reincarnation is a fact, okay, this time I want to do something else, and you go and do a different play, and so I think
And yeah,
and the contact is the ability to tap into that field and remember who you actually are. You're not the puppet on the stage. You're
yeah,
not Anthony the puppet. You are
no.
an etheric being that's playing the puppet on the stage.
Yes, and at some point we have to remember more about who we are, and it's.
Yeah.
But do they the very high level UFOs, like the high level consciousness
Yeah.
UFOs? I don't know how to call it. Do they have specific uh, messages about right now or about
Yeah.
what we should do? Like,
Sure. They have the basic messages in the UFO is the oneness, the idea that everything is one,
yeah,
everything is alive. Remember who you actually are, and this idea that you suddenly realize they give you the knowledge of everything. That almost like the near-death experience, where the people say, suddenly I knew the answer to everything. I knew how it all fit together. But oneness is the main message. Love, the basic core of the universe and they talk about the
mhm,
environment, how we are messing up the environment. Those are a lot of the messages that the UFO people get, but they get the same sort of things. I'll send you some material. There was
yeah,
a survey done on 4,200 experiencers, and they asked them 675 questions. And most of the people only answered the first 250. There's three segments. And you see the spiritual, and you see that it's a spiritual experience. It's really not an alien experience the way you think it is. And so I'll send you the stats from that.
okay,
It was
yeah.
done by
Thank
the
you.
sixth man to walk on the moon, Edgar Mitchell, and a guy by the name of Ray Hernandez, who Cindy and I are going to interview, who did this survey. And he said quite clearly, and he talks about the connection between near-death experience. He was completely connected, and he was actually taken into the field by the phenomena, and they showed him a wheel that was turning, and on the wheel it had remote viewing, psychic phenomena, near-death experience,
Yeah,
UFOs, all this sort of stuff, and the wheel was spinning, and the beings say to him, "You've got to quit parsing this. You've got to quit cutting all this stuff into segments. It's
yeah,
all the same thing." And the consciousness was in the middle of the wheel, and this was
yeah,
where he said that it's all the same thing. So you're getting a reflective nature there, but it's the basic same message. Oneness, love is the basis of the universe, how you treat other people, it's all that kind of thing. And this
mm,
environmental thing that we are, we're going about to destroy the world if we don't turn into a different pattern.
yeah. Okay, very interesting. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't know that it was the same message in the.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's exactly the same. Yeah.
So
well, it,
we're all working together.
yeah,
Yes.
think about it. Okay, we know that this body container, it's temporarily, right?
Yeah.
Your body, mind, and spirit living a human experience. So when this container, the human experience is finished, the consciousness, the soul is eternal, returns to the other realm. So I think the other realm is really what is real, not here in this
Yeah. It's
dimension.
more real. Yes.
Yeah.
This this is an illusion
Sure.
that it's
Yeah.
like in nature. So I think if we can start to educate people that we, all of us, every single person, are all very magnificent, powerful beings, and I
Yeah.
the reason why we don't feel that way, a lot of it has to do with conditioning and religion. Uh,
Yes.
I really feel religion is based on fear and control, to take power away.
Yeah.
When you start to tap in, just understanding just how powerful you are, you start to elevate yourself. You start to elevate.
Mm.
That's what I truly believe. That's why I think that everything is related, and that I think the ET comes from the place that we call afterlife.
Yeah, another dimension, and yes, we are deserving of that help. Yes, it's a big thing. Yeah, at least it was for me a big thing. Like, who am I to deserve some help? And I think it's the same for a lot of people. Because obviously, in this life, nobody is perfect. So when you're telling someone you are a soul and you can ask for what you have to do, you can ask, and they are willing to help. We have some subconscious traumas or programs, that says, no, 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 you're not good enough right now. And that's what, as you said, that's what religions are saying, basically. Like, you're not good enough, but if you do so many things and obey, and maybe you will deserve to ask a little more later, but you're not good enough right now, and you need to obey first. So, and it's the same for every other category in society, not just religions. So yeah, I forgot the thing. So yes, so we deserve to ask as souls.
Yeah.
Every soul is perfectly created. So we deserve to ask, and we deserve to do more. But it's very hard to fight against our own subconscious programs,
Mhm.
because it was built when we were kids very often.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But you're doing a
it's
good
part
job.
of,
I mean, in terms of
yeah,
you understand the principle of being able to get support, and that you're connected to this other realm that can whether it's your higher self or whatever it is that can give you direction, but you got to ask for direction. Otherwise, you,
ask and listen to the answers also,
yeah,
because most of the time we don't listen to anything. We don't
yeah,
want to observe what is in front of us. It's very obvious, but we don't want to
yeah,
see it, because with our ego and our mind, we think we know the answer. It should be this way. Please give me this. It should be this way. And
yeah,
when it comes, it's not this way at all, very often. So
yeah.
we don't
That's
see it. It's in front of us when we don't see it.
sure. That's even a biblical principle. Ask and you shall be given, seek and you shall find, knock and
Yeah.
the door shall be opened unto you.
Yeah, but they don't give it as you think they should give it to you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wonderful.
Well, I always want to encourage and inspire people that ask you shall receive. And just know that if you're here on earth, you are already a warrior, because this is
Yeah.
an easy planet.
No.
All need to support each other.
Yes, and most people are not most people, but I have a lot of comments recently of people really hopeless or depressed, you know, telling in comments like, what's the point of this? I didn't ask any for any of this, basically. So I
Yeah,
think we are at a turning point right now,
yeah,
and it's not just an economic crisis or financial crisis coming. It may be
yeah,
coming. It is coming, but not in the way we think. But deeper than that, it's not about this. It's about um, a crisis of meaning, for people.
yeah, yeah. It's
And
almost
it's a
like the
very, yeah.
The one of these, I don't know if you follow psychics or channelers, but a lot of them say this idea that in order for their change, that you have to dig all the dead bodies out of the basement and bring them to the surface. And that's what's happening right now. Is
Yes, yes,
we've sort of fallen asleep, and now we're being reminded with this to see the bad, to know what the good is, to have
yes,
this thing, and that we're at this turning point right now, that it looks bad, but it's actually the way it works is that it happens through trauma. It happens through experience. That when you have the bad experience, that's when you learn. As long as there's good experiences, everything's going well. All you have is your ego says, "I'm so smart, I got this all figured out," and you're not really doing anything. But when you have the bad experiences, that's when you learn the most things that help you.
Yeah.
Yes.
How much time do you have? Because I think, Gran, you said,
Yeah.
are you
I'm going
available?
into another interview. I still got to do the questions yet, so we should maybe shut it down and maybe do another one once we do what we can to help Anthony make contacts in Canada and the United States and move him along. And maybe so, Anthony, maybe you can tell us how people contact you and
Y-
stuff like that in your Patreon, so we can get
Yeah.
to helping you out here.
Yeah, thank you. Well, my website, Anthony Chen. So you say Chene, I think in US. So anthonychen.com, basically.
So it's ANTHONYCHENE.com.
Yes, thank you. It's very, yeah, really
Yeah.
simple website with contact information.
And what's your Patreon account?
It's patreon.com/ Anthony Chen. Yeah, I'm not a very good with all the money stuff because I tend not to think about it, you know.
Yeah.
It's very hard for me to focus on money for a long period of time. I tend to focus on other things. So when I have to focus about money, it's focus on money. It's a challenge for me. Like right now, I have to be reminded that I have to talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay. Well,
but yeah, thank you for your help anyway.
sure.
It's really helpful for me.
Always of the attitude, ask, you shall receive. So let's put it out to the universe. Please, universe, bring somebody who has money coming out of their ears to support Anthony.
But first watch a couple of his videos and then you'll see what we're praising him about. This is high quality stuff. It's
Yeah,
not your
thank you.
ordinary near-death experience stuff. I thought like same as Cindy. I thought you had a big production company that was putting this stuff out, and then I realized it was
No,
just
no.
one guy. It's really well done. So people should watch your videos, and your YouTube channel is what?
It's youtube.com/ Anthony Chen Production.
Okay.
There's one that it's really, really good. It's called Who We Are.
Yeah, this one is good. Yeah, I like this one.
Yeah.
Yes, this one where is Anita Morjani, the NDE account is in it. Dean Radin also
Oh yeah.
from IANS. And I think it was the guy who went on the moon who founded.
Anthony, yeah, he's Star Dines. Edgar Mitchell.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, that's him.
yeah, wonderful. Well, let's just stay in touch. We've got your email, and I'll set you up with as much as I can in terms of moving your stuff into America. And next thing you'll be in Hollywood doing big productions.
Yeah,
Oh,
why not?
so before we close, I know that Anthony Grant wants to do an interview with 3 or 4 NDE.
But just the ones that have had the life review. Because I think it'd be very powerful to people to see 4 people talk about the life review where they're all talking about the same thing that I was shocked. And I was raised very religious. I was supposed to be a minister
Mhm.
and stuff like that. I was really shocked when I saw what these people are talking about with the life experience. It's not what people think. People think it's going to be, you're going to be judged about your good stuff and your bad stuff, and they don't realize you're going to judge yourself and
Yes,
all this kind of stuff, and that the stuff that they're interested in is not the stuff you think they're interested in. That just shocked me. So I just love to get 4 people that
yeah.
are willing to
I
go on a interview where they're all talking about the same thing.
I
Well,
just have to remember which one had the best life reviews, but I can find them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Beautiful. Well, we'll work
Yeah.
together on some stuff, and we'll try to do what we can to help move you on, because that's what it's all about. Is we have to elevate the message. We have the same job as you do, is to try to get this
Yes.
message out in terms of how does the world really work. And that's so to me, I don't really do UFOs anymore. I do the nature of reality. What's really going on? Where did Anthony come from? Where is he going to go after he dies, and what's he supposed to do when he gets here? That's all you have to worry about, is what am I supposed to do when I'm here, and don't worry about before or after. Like, you probably came here for a reason, and what's the reason, and am I doing it? That's all. So that's my job as well. So part of my job is to help you and to get the message out. And you're one of the guys that's getting the message out. So why would we not help you?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It really means a
Beautiful.
lot. So
Beautiful. And you're so young. I'm surprised. I thought you'd be an old guy that's, been
Oh, no.
working
yeah,
in the film industry for 50 years.
everyone thinks I'm either very old because Anthony in America, I think
Yeah.
it's an older name, not in French.
Yeah.
And or that I'm Chinese because the name Chene, Chene, they a lot of people thought I was Chinese. So yeah, not Chinese, and yeah.
Now they know.
I'm just a French guy
You're
basically.
gonna see the real guy today.
Look,
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, merci.
we'll do another interview with the, I can think of Penny, I forget her last name, Danian Brink, because Danian had an incredible life review.
Yeah. If
So
he's
I
still
can,
doing interviews. Is he still doing interviews, Anthony?
I never had him, so I don't know.
Yeah, he's got a big life review story. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
okay,
Let's leave it at that, and we'll do another interview down the road, and we'll stay in touch, and we'll do what we can to help you out, Anthony. You do spectacular work, absolutely.
Okay, thank you. I'll really glad to
Yeah.
do this interview with you. It was
Okay.
really good talk. Yeah.
Okay, well, so we'll talk to you later, and thank you again.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Talk soon.
bye-bye.